Hello everyone, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the official NickWalshTV channel. It's Thursday, we're playing Spin and Goes of the $25 buy-in, and we're gonna try and build upon this graph right over here. All right, so if you guys are new here, this is our Spin and Go chip graph. Yes, it is going up. No, it is not going up fast enough. We need to break free of this curse. The 2026 $25 curse has set in. And we are making our way out of a pretty significant downswing, and I'm hoping for a very significant upswing, particularly in the EV department, because then we can feel better about ourselves and we won't cry ourselves to sleep every night, which we have been doing a lot recently. So, welcome back, guys. Pleasure to have you here. As per usual, if you're new, we are going to play some games. We're going to take some notes. We're going to mark hints for review, and we're going to do a little study session at the end as well. So, tonight, guys, I'm going to a gig. I'm going to see a band called D-Mob Happy, one of my favorite bands of all time. Local to Brighton. I've actually met them on several occasions. I've hung out with them. I've celebrated birthdays with them before. They're really good guys, and I'm very excited about that. That shouldn't have an impact on today's stream. I just want to let you know because I'm excited about it. Number two, I woke up at about 8:30 this morning. And that is usually, that's a little bit early for me. I don't consider 8:30 to be early, but like, you know, my sleep schedule is usually stay up a bit later and then I wake up a little bit later. I woke up at 8:30 today and I continued to work on my Bloody Mary Company stuff. I'm very excited to tell you that we're resolving some of the issues that we had. Part of the resolution of those issues is basically we're just gonna fucking do it ourselves, which is very exciting and also very daunting, because as soon as you start making food for the public, there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through. But I basically started to create a process document this morning on what that would look like and what equipment is required, and starting to do some numbers on how much liquid is 600 liters. Exactly. Exactly how much does 200 liters of tomato juice weigh, for example? These are relevant if you're going to try and make large quantities of things. And so since 8:30 this morning, I've pretty much been completely flat out. My brain has been going at about 1,000 miles an hour for the last couple weeks since we realized that we might actually be doing this ourselves rather than handing it off to a third party, which is a good thing. I feel stimulated. I feel excited about it. But as a result, if I come across a little bit tired today, I do apologize because I feel like I've used up a lot of my creative brain thinking already today. But I'm actually very excited to play poker today, so that's a good thing. Hopefully the two will cancel each other out. Are we seeing Amazon's current stock graph because Nick hasn't purchased anything for a week now? I mean, to say I haven't purchased anything for a week, let me just put this in perspectives in text. Earlier this week, I ordered these really cute skull toothpick things. Here we go. Try that. I don't know how to use my hand. How cool are they? So that when I make my Bloody Marys for social media, we've got some proper toothpicks to use, and they're really long, and they're actually made of metal, so I can actually get proper stuff on there rather than using the spoon like I did the other day. A straw. But anyway, lots going on, guys. Lots going on. Let's get across to our tables and let's play our game first. In that same vein, I haven't had a chance to grab a glass of water, babe. I haven't got a chance to grab a glass of water yet, is what I meant to say. I'll call you babe, though. All right, chat, I'm back. Okay, I'm not even exaggerating. I haven't had like a glass of water this morning. I have been flat out. Okay, $25, let's go. Hello everybody in the chat, apart from Zintex, by the way, who I've already mentioned, not because I'm trying to leave Zintex out. Raksha, hello. Tom, hello. Big deal, what's up? Hey, Zephian, how's it going? Florin, welcome back. Hello. Hey, Blue, good to see you, mates. First sensible purchase, you're right. It's the first truly justified purchase. You're not wrong. All right, let's go. Let's just bang this against Printle. Let's play some poker. Come on. Magakazi says, what's the intro song? Was it Motorhead? So it's not Motorhead. It's definitely not Motorhead. However, I did commission a guy in Brighton to make the music for me, and I said it'd be really cool if it was inspired by Ace of Spades, which I think comes through, doesn't it? So I have a friend called Ollie. I haven't spoken to Ollie in years now. Still a friend, I think. Just, not in touch as much anymore. He very kindly did some music creation for me, and I sort of paid him to create the music for my intro. Ended up not using it for years, and now finally getting a proper chance to use it. Here you go, guys. A little bit of ASMR. That's right. Mix your water with your fingers. Top tip from Nick Walsh. Those toothpicks look awesome, although I wouldn't be picking my teeth with them. Nah, they're really for cocktails. They're not for that purpose. But yes, I'm with you on that, Raksha. They're big and scary. Okay, we're getting check raised really big for some reason, and I'm trying to figure out what in the fuck this is supposed to be. I mean, are they even allowed to have a bluff here? Okay. I literally jumped in the shower. Literally jumped in the shower just before. Didn't even get a chance to brush my teeth. And now I'm in front of you guys talking about poker. But yeah, this morning, well, actually I say this morning, for the last couple weeks, I've just been thinking about Bloody Marys nonstop. The logistics of them anyway. But you've been known to lie. Call your number on the telephone, said I can't make it home. Won't you save my soul? Woke up this morning with the fear in my eyes. I had to get it right. Gonna show you that I couldn't find the words. So I wrote them on the page and I let it burn. Won't you please drive me around? That's a 2x multiplier. Exploit. I don't know. Not really an exploit. Just doing it because it's fast. Call your number on the telephone, said I can make it home. Won't you save my soul? Woke up this morning with the fear in my eyes, and I thought of me. Tom says, so what do you have to handle with the Bloody Marys now? So everything, basically. It's still not set in stone yet, so we're still trying to figure it out. But if we do decide to go 100% DIY from the start, and then obviously move into something bigger later on, if we do decide to go 100% DIY, we need to find premises. Oh man, is it going to be king high versus ace high? Sounds like it. So premises, which is tricky because if we're going to do it 100% DIY, we can potentially rent space in an existing kitchen. The problem is most existing kitchens that are registered and currently operating do not have space for the kind of storage that we need. We don't need much space to actually do what we need to do to make it. Like, we don't need a lot of countertop or lots of cookers or anything like that. Very basic in that regard. But we do need a place to store quite a large amount of liquid and potentially quite a large amount of ingredients. Mostly the highest volume item is, of course, just straight tomato juice. Just loads and loads and loads and loads of tomato juice. Now, the tomato juice could be stored off-site, but we still need a place to store our concentrate that we're making, which basically is what makes our Bloody Mary really good. Most kitchens have space or time that we can rent, but they will not have the space that we need for all the extra bits that we want to store. So, with that in mind, we're thinking about getting our own premises. And if we do so, that means we need to get it up to code. So it needs to be well lit. It's got to have non-porous surfaces on the walls, the ceilings, the floors. The floors need to have coving so that there's no sharp edges. As in, you need to be able to basically rinse water out of it, and it needs to be sort of curved at the basin. It needs to have drainage in the floor. Everything needs to be basically stainless steel. Do we call a riverbed here? This is close. I don't know if this is the kind of board where our opponent bluffs that aggressively. Okay, I'm gonna go with my gut here. As we see the blinds go up. So let's assume that we do find a kitchen. So we have a place where we can legally produce food for public consumption. Once we have the kitchen, we need all of the tools required to make what we make, which is very basic. I mean, we're talking about basically just big pots, like big stock pots that have thermometers built in, because we want to know the temperature that we're getting our food to for production, but also for pasteurization. We need a way to fill glass, because we're going to do what's called a hot fill pasteurization. So you get a glass bottle, you rinse it with chemicals that make it sanitary, that are food safe. And then you get the liquid up to 80 or between 80 and 90 degrees. And once it hits that temperature, you start to fill, and the hot liquid goes straight into the glass. It sterilizes the glass at the same time as sterilizing what's inside of the glass. You immediately seal the container. So in this case, we might use something like crown top bottles, like, you know, on Budweiser bottles, they have the ones that you get off with the bottle caps. And then as soon as that happens, you invert the bottle, and the hot liquid has touched every surface on the inside of the bottle. So it creates what's called a hermetic seal. Once the hermetic seal is made, the hot liquid, which is still between 80 and 90 degrees, touches every surface that the liquid will touch inside. It also heats the air as well to a certain degree that's still trapped inside the bottle. And as soon as that's done, we allow it to cool naturally. It can cool at whatever temperature. You kind of want it to cool slowly because you don't want the glass to break from heat shock. And then we need a way to store all this. So in short, we basically need a 75-ish liter stock pot to make the concentrate, which is just a big pot with a thermometer. It's nothing fancy, and a heating element to heat it. That's stage one. Stage two, we need to mix the actual tomato juice with the concentrate and add a couple more bits and bobs. That again isn't complicated, but if you want to do it where you're making a reasonable amount per day, you're talking about a 200, 300 liter stock pot with some gizmos built in. So I'm looking at a 300 liter, what they call a brewing kettle, which has motorized paddles inside that keeps the liquid stirring constantly. And what that means is you can actually heat evenly throughout the product. So that when you're actually about to serve, when you're about to hot fill, you know that the entire product is going to be all the same temperature. All the way throughout. And then also you're mixing all this stuff so that each bottle ends up with a similar amount of spices and tings. I think I'm going to barrel twice here. Can I possibly get away with this, chat? Nice hand, sir. Nice hand. And then the rest is just like process. So in reality, what we got to do is heat up some liquid, add some spices, and then combine it with tomato juice. It's really that simple, right? However, in order to make this suitable for public consumption, there's a lot of process. So you have to know what kind of materials you're allowed to work with. You need to know how to transfer the liquids from like point A to point B, and you need to use the correct kind of PVC piping that is food safe and stuff. You need to use the right pumps. You need a way of measuring everything really accurately in super large quantities. So you basically want like a pump that can help you to measure like exactly 10 liters, for example. You're not going to measure 10 liters in measuring jugs, for example, even though that's still probably viable. You get my point. There's just a lot of red tape. Good to see you, Junior, in the chat. Hello. You're waiting for Lemmy to pop up? Yeah, I mean, it's not an accident. Ace of Spades was definitely the suggested route. Jesus, hello. Saludos. Soikles. But yeah, the whole thing is very straightforward. It just making it legal is difficult. But we shouldn't not do something just because it's difficult. And historically, when I've been properly motivated, I've done things that are difficult that other people would think was really stupid. For example, becoming a professional poker player. For example, streaming to an audience of 1 in hopes that you become a PokerStars ambassador one day. Successful. A lot of luck involved with that as well, of course. It's not down to really much skill, just more perseverance. However, historically, as soon as things are more outside of my wheelhouse and they sound difficult, I have a tendency to back down, and I don't want to back down just because there's paperwork and there's admin, because I'm really bad at that sort of stuff. I'm really, really, really bad at the legal side of things. I'm really, really bad at paperwork and taxes and staying on top of like that really boring shit. But that's not a reason not to persevere, and I need to be better at like saying, I'm doing this because it's what I want, because this is a means to an end. And once all the paperwork is done, and once all the red tape is sorted out, and once we have all the systems in place, we get to make cool stuff and have fun. And I feel very, very, very passionately that we will make one of the best Bloody Mary mixes in the world, if not in the UK, if not the world. The world is a tricky one because there's some really good creators out there, and there are some very good big brands that are doing a pretty good job already. In the United Kingdom, however, it's dire. It's a very sad story. I would feel way less confident if I actually felt like we had much competition, but some people that are selling a lot of product right now, like a lot of product, are making really, really bad product. Yeah, counterfeit, baby. All right, $50. Don't recognize the guy on the right. That's very kind of you, Junior. He says, yeah, 25s are tricky, but I'm pretty sure you'll overcome, put some volume in, and kick those regs butts. Butts. Sure, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do. 2x multiplier. 2x multi. Look another crack. To sand, living on the edge of empty with the dead man's hand. All right, we are 17 big blinds effective against SVM. SVM is a really good player. Unfortunately. Wow, what a player. Um, 2x multi against the reg, sure. Why not? But this morning, I started to create this process document, and it's been a good exercise so far, because when you literally sit down with just like a word, like a notepad, like a Microsoft notepad open, you start to work through it as though you were literally there in person. Like, you know, okay, I go to the sink, I wash my hands, I need soap, I need industry standard soap, I need a sink that's dedicated for hand washing. Okay, cool, mark that down. What's the next thing we do? Well, we need to make sure that all of our tools are clean, so we need some way of sterilizing the equipment that we're making. So we need hot water, really hot water, we need industry detergents, or whatever it's called, and you know what I mean. You start to list all that stuff one by one. Trap. World-class trap. World-class trap, blind v blind. World-class trap, blind versus blind. Gonna ruin this hand now. I'm not betting into him because he's DC. I'm betting because I would always bet this flop. Cool. And it's been good because as you're going through that process, you kind of go, okay, wait a second. How do I get something that's really heavy from this side of the kitchen to that side of the kitchen, and then you work out a better way to do it, and so on and so forth. It's interesting. I've never had to do anything like this before. Should we raise? And should we shove? I guess so. Can still get called by an ace, of course. Can still get called by even like king 10 with the king of clubs. Sometimes they've just flopped the flush. Of course, why not? Don't feel too bad about that one. That one's really rare, obviously. You finally got the elusive 35 on Spingo. Nice. Can a 2 win this pot? Miss the flop. Big bet turn, huh? Oh dear. I mean, I feel like this is going to be... honestly, so weak. Just giving up there. Junior says, it seems that players who used to grind regular spins have more difficulty adapting to the merge format. I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, the new game is 99% Flash, so people who were playing Flash before are ready to go. All right, 10x multiplier, guys. Let's do it. 2 regs, unfortunately. Just been when I'm so tired. Ooh, SVM got cooked there. All right, we are heads up, and we are playing for $200 here. All right, we're going to go for the... I'm running like good. All right. Come on, guys. We can do this. We can absolutely do this. Top pair. Okay, let's come out with the 2 big blinds here. Interesting river. Wolfie Spirit, thank you very much for the raid. I think we're going to try and induce a bluff here. He might try and raise a jack as well. Yeah, nice. That's a good way to play it. That worked out nicely. And thank you, Wolfie. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome everybody from Wolfie's stream. We're just in the middle of a 10x multiplier, so bear with me, guys. Check flop, check turn. We're going to try and bluff the river, guys. We have the 5 blocker. Not bad, not bad. Second pair heart draw is pretty good. Is there any point betting the turn? I think maybe there is. A jack might still call. 5 still might call. Random hearts might still call. Thank you, Wolfie. If we could check raise on this turn, I'm very suspicious. He just flopped the flush on us, huh? Again? We lose the minimum anyway. That could have gone a lot worse. That could have gone a lot worse. Hey Speed, how's it going? Good to see you. We can definitely value bet the turn here. I think we probably should put in some more chips. Sometimes we'll have a king, don't get me wrong, but I think the 4 in the tray will still pay us because they're supposed to. Nice. So far so good with the reads. We're also sort of charging the straight draws as well. Straight draw flush draws. This is definitely completely fine. I think we're going to go for it, guys. I think maybe there's a chance we're supposed to be limping the ace-8 or calling the ace-8 suited there pre, but I think probably some of the weaker suited combos are more frequent. Let's mark that for review. Now, this is a very specific one, guys. Against a reg, there's pretty much only one move for us here. And I think we have to commit to it against COH. He's just a really good player. Are we going to get rewarded for it? We're not rewarded for it. Okay, cool. Absolutely make the right play here. And that is part and parcel to why we need to commit to that one. Chance to get back in. We ran bad in this 10x multiplier, guys. Fuck. That's annoying. We have run very good in our 10x's in general, though, so we shouldn't really complain. That was a good example of a game that we definitely deserved to win, though. I think we outplayed them pretty much on every spot. The ace-deuce one is really scary, but again, you have to understand what that big raise is supposed to contain, and it contains a lot of stuff that we're ahead of, and also some stuff that will raise fold. So COH is a good player. He's good enough to have the correct dynamic range there. So some of that will be strong, very strong hands that beat us. Some. It's actually not that much. It's not as much as you think in terms of frequency. It will also be hands like King 10, King Jack, King Queen. It will also just be complete error. Like it will be like 8-3 offsuit. It will be 7-deuce offsuit. It'll be the very bottom of the range as well to balance. So as of right now, after that update, we have cashed in 91% of the 10x multipliers that we've played, 10x or higher, and we have won 65% of them. We are running way above expectation in this category in general. But we've played that game really well. I mean, we were all in for the win with the ace deuce. We got eights in against 7-5, and he makes a flush. It's like demoralizing, but we played well. Okay, a chance at a 1-2-5 right away. That's nice. Perfectly executed 10x multiplier, though. That one should look good on the graph at least. We played with this guy a little bit. Not that much, though. Cool. Saved ourselves a couple chippers there. At least you have another cash. Yeah, Tom, it's nice that you win something for a second in those games. Like, if I'm talking about spinning goes in terms of like how the games make people feel, and I mean just people, like not professionals or people that are playing loads of volume, like hitting a 10x multiplier for the average person is already very rare. It already feels very rare. So it is nice that 10x plus we share some of the prize pool. You know, in those games we are showing we're making $50 profit or whatever, right? So feels good. Sorry, $25 profit. It's $50, isn't it? So it's nice, and it's something. Yeah, Tom, that is a bit weird. I don't know. I have a lot of ideas about spinning goes, but it's hard to change the status quo. Wow. Okay, we're doing big raises here for some reason. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, mates! We are 18 effective, and you're just smashing it in with aces. All right, let's go for a big bet here. We'll call the shove if we need to. Oh, come on. Don't do that to us. Don't do that to us. Should we just shove the turn? I think we can probably just get away with this, though. Oh, just get lost, mates. How do we miss? Okay, we can beat 7-8. How do we miss, and how do we end up? How do we end up on that river where he actually still has that hand? Fuck, there's so many good turns to blast as well. Fuck off. Not this guy. I'm not trying to be rude to this man. I'm trying to be rude to poker. Poker's being rude to me. Cannot make a combo draw. Cannot make a combo draw. Interesting. 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 Trap? Oh. Trap no good, huh? This one's pretty close, guys. Based on what we've seen so far, I think we probably just call Nash here. Hello. Thank you. Nice, getting lucky is good. I don't know what to tell you, mate. Queen 7 is a call. It's like several big blinds within a call, theoretically. And based on what we've seen, I think we're probably good to gamble. Trap ace 10? Here we go. Same hand, huh? Top pair. Good kicker. The 9 is something. You could probably justify barreling again here. I think checking is probably not crazy. Raising is an option. Are we that concerned about straights, really? Thing is, if we raise, what do we get called by? I mean, if we're going to raise, we probably want to do something like this, right? I mean, he's just going to have a straight, and it's going to be very sad, right? Never mind. Two pair, two pair. Kind of just is what it is, right, chat? Like, what are we supposed to do? I think if we're missing the raise, we're probably being way too conservative. When they push back, it's interesting, right? Let's take another look at this. So, like, if this is a reg, and the hand plays exactly the same. Oh! Gotta fix this. The hand replayer losing the controls is life tilt. Okay. So limped pot, we bet flop, we get called, fine. The turn is a 9, we decide to check for lots of reasons. I think obviously this could be 2 pair plus in the turn, but I'd say also we're concerned about 8, 9, and 9, 10. We're concerned about 4, 5 to a certain degree, but again, it's not really so much that. It's like we're just trying to control the size of the pot. And once we get here and our opponent bets, I mean, we can't miss the raise. There's an argument that the raise should just be all in. But I would say that, tell you what, let's just mark this one for review. We'll just take a look at this afterwards. The problem is the computer's going to play it very differently than this guy, so it doesn't matter as much, but in reality, when you get raised on this river with 9 tray, you should never be all in. You should never be getting this all in. Mr. Swain thinks we should just call because he's bluffing with flush draws. I mean, he's value betting a 9. He's value betting Queen X of spades. He's value betting 6, 7. He's value betting 9 tray. He's value betting 9, 7. He's value betting 9, 6. The thing is, once we raise like this, 9 tray should only ever flat. This is not a spot where we want to get 2 pair all in. This is not it. So when they do this, the amount of times they're supposed to actually just have 9 tray or 9, 7 or 9, 6 or Queen 5 of spades diminishes very rapidly. So, you know, we're going to call because it's this guy, but against somebody who we know, it's like very hard for Queen 7 to be winning when the action goes like this on the river. But yeah. That's a good outcome. Don't know the guy on the right. We've played a bit with the guy on the left. Nice. Ace Jack, pretty unlucky there. Just running into Ace King is annoying. You're not going to do anything else. Okay, we're going to go for 2.5. This is not the best start, but we're going to have a small bet here. Winning flips is easy. Nice. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much, Team 651 Poker, for the raid. Welcome. Pleasure to have you guys here. I'm Nick Walsh, PokerStars Ambassador, and generally speaking, I play Spin and Goes. We're playing $25 stakes today. This year, we're going to try and play $250,000 worth of $25 Spin and Goes, so about 10,000 games. Here on stream, talking strat, doing reviews, trying to get better, trying to improve. Usually what happens is we play poker, we take notes, and then we do a review at the end of each session. That's what we're going to do today. And I hope you guys will join us. How was your session today, Team 651? Hello, guys. Welcome. Hello. This is the stream when we hit that big multi, I feel it. I hope so. I hope so, mate. I'm ready for it. I'm ready. I need the morale. Okay, let's do it. 50 bucks at a time off the King of Poker. To be fair, I'd rather be playing the faster multi against the King of Poker. Trapping the King of Poker. Can you believe it? The trap of the century against the King of Poker. Tramp of the century against the King of Poker. King of Poker is a good reg. Trust me. I know. Mr. Swain is asking, the Queen 7 suited hand, isn't it maybe to take in consideration that he has 10 big blinds short after the hand? Queen 7 suited hand. Queen 7 suited hand. Okay, I don't see Queen 7. Was it from a previous game? Sorry, I don't follow, buddy. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, King of Poker is a very good reg. I have a lot of respect for King of Poker. In fact, Respect's the wrong word. Complete disrespect. Because he should get the fuck off my tables. And stop bullying me all the time. No, you know what? I don't respect the king of poker because he's a bully. Is he great at poker? Yes. Is he a top spin reg? Yes. Is he a bully though? Ha! Definitely. Bullying the $25 stakes every day nonstop. Team 651, hi mate, what's the biggest spin you've ever had? What's the smallest spin you've ever hit? That's a great question. $0. Mr. Swain is asking about the Queen 5 call. Pretty sure it's right. Yeah, 6.3. No one's ever asked, have they? What's the smallest spin you've ever hit? I suppose the smallest spin I've ever hit was $1 or something. Just trying to find some flaws in his game. He's perfect. He's a genius. The king of poker is a genius. There are no flaws in his game, obviously, but what have we actually identified? He's a bully. Okay? Perfect at poker, very immoral for bullying people. It's not nice. People hate bullies. I guarantee you there are lots of people on PokerStars that hate the king of poker because he's so good at poker and he's bullying everyone. I am very tempted to bluff now. We have a pair of fives. Can't lose. It's impossible to lose. We have a 6. I'm going to struggle to fold a 6, guys. We don't have any backdoors. Well, not backdoor flush draw anyway. I wonder how often we're actually supposed to raise this. My spidey senses are telling me something here. That's what they were trying to tell me. Turn trips. My spidey senses are telling me that turning trips is a genius play. So we can go really small, right? The idea is we're trying to keep in... I mean, we would be nice to be able to bluff for this size anyway, right? And then obviously we keep in all the pairs. He'll still have ace queen and stuff like that as well. That was a very quick call. And we're going to go for the whole stack. He's going to call us with pocket jacks. My baby left me out to dry. I was high along the desert. Where are we at? 9 big blinds. And 6 and a 7. 6, 7. Oh, we rolled low. We roll low. We studied this one yesterday, guys. We studied the low roller 6-7 offsuit here. Big ISO slammer. I want to win $100. Yeah, we got to call this one, guys. Wish me luck. Yes. What? I mean, I don't remember the last time we ever hit a combo draw, chat. Oh my god. 2 live cards, straight draw, flush draw on the turn, absolutely no dice for $100. All right, wish me luck. Calvin says, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their... Jesus Christ. You know what's nice is just hitting a... there you go. Or, Calvin, making a combo draw. That's also nice. I want to go out in the sun. I don't want to play poker anymore. Look how beautiful it is out there. You can't even see. The camera can't even take in the sunlight. It's so bright. I want to go to the beach and drink beer. Goodness, dude. Seriously. We are bombing. Thank you very much to Brielle. Thank you for the follow. How you doing today? Yeah, no, I understand it's a reference. I actually don't know where it's from. You have to put us out of our misery and tell us what it is. Dumb and Dumber. All right. That's okay. Oh, doesn't bet the flop. That's interesting. That's interesting. Can we trap him? I mean, aces, queens. I don't know if we're allowed to raise. Limped pot at 10 big blinds effective. Nice. I mean, the bluffs are there, obviously. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, like, the bluffs aren't going to call. He might have an ace, but that probably also doesn't call a check raise on that river anyway. I hope that makes you happy. McNeil! It's so goddamn beautiful in Brighton today. I did 3 hours of gardening, and I hate gardening. I mean, that's always a good sign. That's always a good sign, mate. Yeah. Chelik sizing up on the flop is utterly terrifying. Please have a 6. All right, must have showdown. He's got ace 3. Nice. All right, king of 5. Conan the Barbarian, 1982. Wow. All right, king and a queen. We're going to go for a big ISO here. 4, 8, 12, 15. 4, 8, 12, 13.5. Is that exactly right? Yeah, it is. All right, and on the flop. Get the chips in. Mr. Swain says no donk flop 7-3 suited. No. No. I can mark it for for review, but I don't think we ever donk that flop. We don't represent anything. If we're on that flop pre-flop and if we're on 5-5 ace and it is a limped pot and we're 10 big blinds effective to start the hand, or 11.5 in this case, what are we representing if we donk? If we donk there, we only ever have a 5, which is probably not a good way to play a 5, or we have diamonds. We never have an ace. We're not doing that with king queen or king high. We're probably playing that aggressively pre-flop. So there's no donk. I would be ridiculously surprised if there was a donk bet on that flop. Check raise flop might be a thing. Check raise some of our weaker flush draws might actually work, because your opponent will usually just range bet there. Too many outs syndrome. I mean, 6s is the nuts. 6s is the nuts. Don't you I need some more water in a sec, gang. King of poker. The king of all the pokers. The king of all the pokers. The king of all the pokers that we play. You should find the clip and play it for your audience. What, so YouTube and Twitch can shadow ban me into oblivion even harder than they already do? No, sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, Calvin. I actually like the idea of that, but I'm not exaggerating about how strict they are these days with all that kind of stuff. It's hard enough for me to do any content that isn't restricted in some way. Whoa! Hanging, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome, guys. Oh, no, thank you for the sub, excuse me. Woo! Even better. Thank you for the prime. How you doing today, mates? I feel like your arrival signals the beginning of the world's largest upswing. Well, better hope bye-bye. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you there. It was nice playing with you in Dublin. I was the German vibe coder. Love vibe coding, mate. Hope you're well. How you doing, mate? It was a pleasure playing with you. It was a shame that I had to leave early. I was having a nice time, and I was actually really in the mood to play a cash session then as well. How is your project going? How is your AI project going? I won't dox you. I won't say anything else, but you know. Das Deutsche Vibe Coderin. Yeah. Absolutely stellar blocker bet here. The King of Poker makes no mistakes. I'm telling you. The King of Poker hasn't made a mistake since 1982. The year he was born. All right, we got him down to 8.25 big blinds, and we are going to do one of these raises. Wash my sins away. This one comes out. It's not played there, I don't think. And 7.25 big blinds. Can't fold this one. And the ace-10 is a call. Can we beat the King of Poker? Is it possible to defeat him? All right. Bear with, guys. Just going to grab some water. right, cool. Next game. Take my chances on a place in the shade. Thinking about our lives if you just stayed. Spin and Stress. Acario, exactly. Welcome back to Spin and Stress. Going well past the Irish Open test, but too much other stuff. Understood, yeah. That's the other stuff that gets you in trouble. Is this one a bit too wide? I can't remember. Mark that one for review. Greyface says, defeats the king of poker, goes off stream to celebrate. That's it. Cracked a beer. No, we're not in the beer yet, unfortunately. Jaker says, hey, Nick, how's the Bloody Mary biz? Any chance I can order some across the pond to try? So, Jakers, tell you what, buddy, I will send you some for sure, but I'll just send it to you as a mate. Like, it won't be open for sale in the United States to begin with. The logistics of that are absurd right now. I mean, just in general, it would have been bad before, but it's even worse right now. I ordered something from Canada the other day, as in not the United States of America. And I ordered a 110 pound item, and I paid 45 pounds on import, like before they would even consider dropping it off. So anything heavy like liquid is not going to fly, but I'll send you some in the post so you can try it. Calvin says, wow, are you in Europe? I didn't realize that until just now, and that's pretty scary to be afraid to play that because your government might shadow ban you. And yes, you can find the clip on YouTube, at least here in the US of A. I am in Europe, yes. It's not the government, it's Instagram and YouTube. No, you can find it on YouTube. What I'm saying is if I play it on here, then my content gets hidden by the platform. Disguised as a water break. I do like your poker content. Don't spend as much time as you used to on the... I don't spend as much time as I used to on my poker game, but I peek once in a while. You know, it comes in waves. You know, if you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're not. I think a lot of people get into poker and they hear from somebody or another... If you want to be a poker player, you have to be all in. And like, I think there's a lot of truth to that in terms of like, you know, if you want to improve, you do need to invest time and like treat it like a job. But also, if you're not vibing on it and it's not something you need to rely on, then just do it when you want to do it. It's fine too. Sometimes people go where they're like flat out studying and playing and grinding all the time. And then they move on to other things and then they come back and they have a renewed sense of passion for it, you know? I appreciate that though, Calvin. Thank you. But yeah, just to be clear, Calvin, it's nothing to do with the government. I'm talking about YouTube and Instagram and Twitch, which are US-based companies. What's up, Chulik? No, Greyface. We're not even in production yet. That's what I'm working on right now. Sorry, going back to the initial question anyway. Jakers was asking about the Bloody Mary business. So, probably here. We're not in production yet. We spoke to a company about potentially getting into cans. That isn't going to work out from the beginning. We have to find another avenue, and now we're looking at producing it ourselves. Bistro is asking, are you lagging? So in the UK, lagging means drunk. Do you mean lagging as in on PokerStars? Or am I lagging as in I've been drinking? Because I'm not lagging, and I'm also not lagging. But yeah, no, sorry, Greyface. As soon as we have something like that, obviously I'll make it more obvious. You guys will know when it's happening. We're still probably months away from that. I'm hoping not more than 6. But at the moment, we're looking at a lot of different options, some of which will take some time to build. Yeah, you guys are going to love it, though. It's really, really good. It is particularly delicious. I think we could probably just start betting here. We will kind of barrel down here quite often, having the queen blocker. 10 big blinds now after the blind change. Can't call here. This is actually too wide of a limp, but we'll try it. Yeah, we won't be folding. We won't be folding. Are we value betting now? Probably not. Probably not. Pair of 8s with a club. Our opponent should probably barrel twice here quite aggressively as a bluff. I think it's going to be a challenge to fold. And obviously not the best run out for us, but as I say, probably bet flop, bet turn here is mandatory from position at the stack depth. I would love to see a check here. This is tough. This is tough. This is tough. A lot of King X and Queen X just shoves pre-flop. We're blocking the clubs. If I was this guy, I would triple off as a bluff here a lot, especially if I had a single club in my hand. Nice hand, yeah. Very good. I think this is probably one for review for sure, because it's reg v reg. We can probably say with some certainty about whether or not we should play our hand that way. There's a lot about that hand that I think is kind of leaning towards we have to call down. It's the kind of board where we are very capped to having very little King X and Queen X. A lot of that will be played fast as well, so it's kind of easy for them to put us on missed clubs or like a second or third pair. I think we need to call down there. We'll take a look at it later on. It feels like it's the right thing to do, though. That one feels... I feel pretty confident about that. Like, if I have any two cards with a club, I probably triple there. 100%. And if that's the case, then probably that's a really good hand to call down with. Interesting. I think trap checking this turn is really good. We do actually get him to bluff once in a while, and we can even get him to call with worse once in a while. Nice. Can we win $125 today? We can definitely trap this one. I think against the unknown player, we want to just open this one up, though. Get chips in the middle right now. Oh, we got a customer against this player. Let's play Trappy instead. Against this player, we check the turn for deception, and now even more chance he's going to call us with a 6 to 7 to jack. Slide it to it. Get lagging while lagging. Oh yeah, we can do both. Oh, he's snap checking. Snap checking. That snap check is such a tell. The snap checker is such a tell. I'm married to the cards, but the cards don't love me back. All right, my guy's limping the button, very shallow. We want to be aware of this. And jack high for the win? Yeah, baby. This gentleman is playing erratically. Limp the button with 6-9 of clubs. That's all I have to say. Limp the button, 8 big blinds effective was 6-9 of clubs. A lot of good places to bluff there as well. Just didn't want to do it. Ace 10. All right, player on the left is just folding out basically. Really, really wants to cash the 1-2-5. Living on the edge of empty with a dead man's hand. All right, that's good for us. This is a good run out for us. Hey, Smoking Branch, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Give him King 10. Gone. Queen 9's good. Nice. Very nice. Heads up against Blackberry for the 125. We're calling a shove here if we need to. Blackberry. If the cows keep winning, I need more than a dead man's hand. I think we're going to commit to it, guys. Wish me luck. Woo! Spicy ricey. Let's go. Spicy ricey. Lovely. All right, guys. So really quick. I'm going to mark this Queen 7 of diamonds. I do think we float flop. I don't know if we're supposed to lead turn, lead river, but that's kind of what that was my vibe. Okay. Spicy ricey. Are we making, is that a thing now? We're making that a thing? No, so let's not make that a thing. Spicy ricey. What an idiot. Man, playing poker against Raquenia. Brutal. Brutal. All right, me and Raquenia. Just a couple of guys. Spicy ricey. I wish you luck in the wars to come. I wish you luck in the wars to come, Requenia. Ship and flex now tip Zintex. All right, fine. You know what I didn't get a chance to do this morning that I really wanted to do was make some more AI music. Well, the new headphones were a good purchase, guys. I really like these. They are very comfy. They are hella comfy. Let's just play this one fast. We are 6 big blinds effective here. Smashing these chips in. Smashing these chips in. Keep it low! Yes, look at this game, guys. Look at these two. Never seen these two in my life. Yes! Now we're talking. All right, this is it. This is where it all turns around. Pay attention. Everybody just pay attention. All right, stop messing around. Everybody just pay attention, all right? Stop messing around. Do I just commit, guys? Do I lean into it? Does this guy really play a queen this slowly? We're about to find out. Well, it was a well-executed bluff, and we pulled the right trigger. Oh my goodness, what on earth are we witnessing here? Nice hand. Very, hey, you know what? Nice call. Nice call. It's fair. It's fair. Totally fair. Fucking unreal. Oh man. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God, you guys. Bet. Big bet. shove. It's perfect. It's textbook. It's absolutely textbook. We finally get a 1-2-5 and we execute an absolutely stunning triple barrel blaster. And we get called by Ace Trey. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth pair soul read. I'd like, you know, hey, look, Gressam. Respect, man. Respect. Respect. I can't help but think that this is going to be it's going to be hard to make this one profitable as a call down on this texture board, buddy. In a, oh, also the other note we got to make here. First and foremost, CFWF, obviously, but the flat actually is fine at the stacked F. This is probably not too bad. It's not even worth noting. Fair enough. Nice hand, buddy. I feel tilted by that, but I can't be mad about it. I can't be mad. It's his money. And back to 2 regs. My goodness, what a call down. But, you know, we made a really good move. We made a really good play. We were sensing weakness. We were sensing weakness, and we absolutely nailed it on the triple. And dare I say, we kind of should have gotten folds there. Dare I say it, I think we deserve that one. Man, this game is hard. This game is so hard, you guys. Oh, man. Actually, good. 5th pair, dude. 5th pair, and you know what? He earned it. He actually calls good. This is for the 2x multi, guys. Blind v blind. In fact, I think that we did that one wrong. I think 10-5 suited is too wide for 15 effective. That was actually probably a mistake. My bad. Hello, Steen. How you doing, buddy? Welcome back to the stream, mon frere. You've joined us at an auspicious moment. We are currently breaking even like an absolute boss. Breaking even like an absolute genius. And then we got dealt aces. And now we're rich. Very rich. All right, we're heads up against this geezer. We're going to trap ace jack of clubs here. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby, yeah. We are actually winning a couple bucks today, by the way. We're not breaking even today. I think we're up over $100. I don't want to look. I don't want to look at the graph. All right, fold this bad boy. And blind v blind against the unknown player. We might be able to get in here with the suited hand. And see how we go on the flop. Can't fold. Oh. How does he feel about the ace? Okay, he's not slowing down on an ace. That's interesting. And now there's a king. So surely, if he had a 9, he would not value bet twice. Surely. Okay. So is this guy really value betting a 9? I mean, he might have flopped a straight, don't get me wrong. But really, Your story does not check out, mon frere. Your story does not check out, mon frere. Now, if he flopped a straight, I think he plays the hand that way, obviously, because he's pretty much got the nuts. But otherwise, don't believe it. Tom says, I think you've been checking the graph and not telling us. No, I might have by impulse opened it, but I've intentionally not looked. I'm trying not to look. But you're not wrong, Tom. To be honest, at this point, it is like, it's like a tick, like a nervous tick. Do I want to bluff this guy? Do I want to bluff this guy? Do I want to bluff this guy? We're going to try. King 7 slammer. All right, chat. He has 2.5 big blinds. We're not folding any 2 cards. Wish me luck. All right, we're cruising here, guys. Next game. We're definitely winning a couple buccarinos. This game is so beautiful. We spend hours struggling versus regs, then we finally get a soft table. We get burned like that. It's brilliant. I know, mate. I honestly was so excited about that. What, 125 with two randoms? That's like the most excited I've been playing spins in a while. And I just instantly triple it, like genius triple off. Super genius triple off bluff and just get called down by 5th pair. You know, it's fair. It's actually fair. I know you guys think I'm being sarcastic. It's actually fair. And you have to respect that. I mean, it's stupid and you definitely shouldn't be doing that, but there we go. What are we supposed to say? What? Oh. Say my name, give it all to me. I bet on me. He does have a squirrel avatar as well, so he must be nuts. Oh, I'm cracking up, you guys. The spinning goes have finally gone to my brain. The spinning goes have finally cooked my brain, guys. I think I might change my avatar to a squirrel picture. Okay, I'm gonna make this draw. I'm gonna make this draw, chat. I'm making this draw, chat. I'm sick of missing my draws. Chat, I am making this draw. I don't really think he has an ace here. I think at best he has 5-3, 5-3, 2 pair. Yeah, we're gonna go for the river bluff. We've missed our draw, but we're still committing to this because it's genius. I mean, I'm fist bumping, but actually we didn't really win, did we? Like, we bluffed successfully, and we recognized the fact that we can definitely get whatever it was, check raise near fold. But did we really win? We missed our straight draw. We didn't do what we set out to do. So, was it actually a win? Was it actually a win? Because it didn't feel like it. Trap ace 8. Trap ace 8. All right, can we finish the job? Blackberry GG. Queen or 10. Queen or 10. Yes. That's more like it. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your assistance. Are you saying that your head is spinning? No! Come on. We could have had a bigger multi here. That's right, Nyama. Very good. Very good. Nyama. Perfect, Nyama. I love you for that. Ah! Feels like love, feels like healing. There we go. I got you. I got you. There you go. Maga Kaze added. Maga Kaze officially added as friend. Oh, that's nice. This is nice. All right, we got history with DM bars. Me and this guy have played some poker, and it's been wild. It's been kind of wild. DM bars. DM bars UK. DM Blaster UK. DM the Blasterton. DM the Blasterton. Not folding. How can I possibly lose? How can I possibly lose? The DM, we're trapping him. We're trapping him. DM Blasterton. We tried with the trap with the DM Blasterton. Check, check. Nice. And the Riv. We're going to get a trap in. We're going to trap him at some point. Blasterton has been waiting this whole time. Trapping the Blasterton. DM Blasterton UK. The official Blasterton. All right, $100. All right, watch me get absolute max here. Watch me get the absolute maximum from Pocket Chat. Oh my God. It is glorious. Absolute max. We got the absolute maximum there. Pair of fours? I mean, we're not folding a pair of fours now, are we? All right, we're going to do something very, 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 very unbalanced and weird. This is a little trick I learned in the streets. The poker streets. Here's a little trick I learned in the poker streets. Whoa. Oh my God, do we really fold now? Good folds. Saved ourselves a couple buckers. My guy over here is punting. I I like when people do the throwables. He got lucky, or he got unlucky there that this guy came along. Otherwise, we'd be in good shape. Whoa! Look at this flop. Look at this flop. Oh, look at this flop. It's impossible to lose. Just call it all the way down. 100% equity on the river. 100% equity on the river. It calls with 9 high on the river. Oh my god. Oh dear. All right, here we go. 100 bucks. Me against the gold. De oro means the gold. Or no, of oro? Of gold? Of gold 16? Of the gold? It's just of gold. All right, let's have a little bet on the flop. I think it's cool just to have a little bet. I think it's nice just to have a little bet on the flop. Second pair. No spades. Interesting turn. Probably a turn that your opponent has to play quite honestly. Because we can very easily have a straight that check raises and stuff like that. I wonder about the river now. I don't anticipate our opponent has that many big spades, but they're not going to fold a spade. Yeah, 8 of spades never folding, that's fine. We're not trying to target that. The thing is, if we check there, we'll get bluffed quite often. Whereas if we do the small bluff first, we'll actually win the pot more frequently, I think. Oh, turning 2 pair might be the sweetest thing ever. Does De Oro just blast off here? At this stack depth, they probably do want to actually bluff a fair amount on the turn. I think maybe we'll do this. Gone. Rep the 10. Damn. What does he have? Oh, ace jack. Fair enough. Pretty cool. Going for a trap with the king, queen of clubs. We will call a jam, and it will be for $100. And I'm not scared, chat. I tell you one thing right now, I'm not scared. God damn it. I'm not scared. Oh! I wasn't scared at all. I wasn't scared. I was terrified. I wasn't scared. I was terrified. I was terrified. Rattlesnake speed. Shot full of venom. He's straight from. I wasn't afraid, chat. I believed. I was never afraid. I knew it was coming. It's always coming. My baby left me out to dry. I was never afraid. I think we've won a fair number in a row there, guys. $100, 2 regs. I'm not even scared. Christian says, "Hi Nick, can you play a few?" I think he wants me to play some $5 games. Go on, go on, go on. Do it. Do it. Do it. Give me the triple. Oro. Ugh. Wasn't scared. My baby left me out to dry. Abolish the river. All right, yeah. Oh, this is one of the big ones. I know that you can't see why. I'm gonna mark that one for review. I like to double check those because I'm not used to playing the dynamic ISOs at depth. I'm pretty sure 10.3 is fine. It's gonna happen like 10% of the time, and we're rolling for it, so it's cool. My baby left me out to dry. Christian wants us to play some fives. Oh. Tony Towers, misclick. So I expect De Oro to bet this flop and this turn pretty much every single time. So we're not folding. Let's see if he decides to triple it here, because I think we have the best hand here very often. I feel somewhat obliged to call this river. I mean, come on now. Come on now. Really? He's got a bluff. He's got a triple barrel bluff here. Nice hand. Too good. He's too good. We'll just get the chips in if we need to here. Almost a perfect turn to shove now as well. We still have equity regardless, but obviously this is a pretty good turn to get folds. Wow, very, very bold, but we still have the equity with the Ocho. This is a very bold maneuver. Very, very bold indeed. Top pair on the flop, like not even second, not even top pair on the flop, I mean. I don't know. Not so sure. Not convinced. Second pair. I mean, it might have been a read on like the bet size or something, but there we go. We'll review the 8-5 hand as well. I mean, I don't know what else we're supposed to do, to be honest. The only thing we can do differently is size the flop differently. But sizing your flop so you can shove the turn feels perfect, especially if you have potential scare cards that go. Trap is check here. King is no good. You gotta be fucking. Oh damn! I mean, that's a good flop for us. That's a pretty hilarious rove. Yukon, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Is it our turn to have two pair and barrel down? No. The King 5 one I'm interested to see because, like, in my mind, that call down against a reg is pretty trivial. The thing is, De Oro is one of the regs that I've seen probably the least of overall, so maybe they're going to trend more towards strength. But you never know. Okay, next game. Oh, we've literally just spoken about this one. When you enjoy the show. Shove! 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 He's all in. He's all in. He's all in. I can't believe he's all in. He's all in. Okay. Lovely. Not so lovely. Yeah, 9. Okay. I'm going to reg another game here behind the scenes, guys, while we wrap this one up. It's another 50 against 2 regs. Well, it's against DM Blaster as well, which is actually slightly better than normal. Said next game, please. I'm ready now, so stay with me. Nope. Shove. He's all in. He's all in. He's all in. He's all in. Damn bars, UK. Hey, Silva, thank you very much. On a good shot, dream I couldn't fall. Fucking hilarious. Oh my god. The number of times I make like the most standard plus call and people just have monsters is absurd. Like, it's actually fucking mental. It's actually mental. How often I'm like, this is not just like a GTO call, but like the most standard never folding spot ever. And people are like, I got kings, what did you expect? I'm like, what the fuck? Nice comeback in this game. This is a pretty nice comeback. Let's put this one in here. All right, we're heads up. My opponent is very shallow. And sevens are a monster. Wash my sins away. And 10-4 has got to go here. Straight. That works. $75. I got another game on the go already, guys, down here. There we go. You just didn't miss much yet. Pretty much just the start of this game. On a good shot, dream I couldn't fold. I river wash my sins away. I don't know if I'm allowed to fold yet. Unknown player though. Okay. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that. This one will just run. This one will run. All right, I'm going to fire another game here, guys. See if there's anything interesting happening. No, nothing interesting. Nothing interesting. Let's just get the king 10 all in. It's fair. That's not so fair, but we'll take it. You just stayed. Said you love me, girl, but you've been known to lie. Bow, 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 bow. Call your number on the telephone so that I can make it home. Oh, won't you save my soul? Woke up this morning with the fear in my eyes and a cloud in my mind. I had to get it right. Called you, but I couldn't find the words. So I wrote them on the page and I let it burn. In trouble. Oh, that is just peachy. Said you love me, girl, but you've been known to lie. Call your number on the telephone so I can make it home. Won't you save my soul? What this morning with the fear in my eyes. I'll call you, but I couldn't find. This is interesting. I don't know how I feel about this one. Don't feel good about it. Let's fold that one. SVM. The absolute champione. Yeah, the alternative is just to shove this one. So honestly, it does not make any difference how we play this hand because the chips are going in no matter what. All right, victory here. We got a victory down here as well. We just finished that game. Let's fire another one. Hopefully something a bit more interesting. Here we go. Dr. Nick. Dr. Nick for 50 bucks. How dare you, sir? And the DM Blaster. Dr. Nick and the DM Blaster morning radio show. The morning radio show with Dr. Nick and the DM Blaster. $47% equity. Thank you for coming, sir. All right, can we get heads up against Dr. Nick? No, it's too much. Dr. Nick shoving Queen Jack here. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy, but we will bear that in mind. We will bear that in mind. Okay. Dr. Nick is not folding. Dr. Nick is not the kind of guy that folds. If Dr. Nick has a king, he's going to win a pot here. If Dr. Nick has a king, he's going to win a pot. But here's the thing. Dr. Nick is playing a wide range. And therefore, we call. Told you that would be a more interesting one. This one, not so interesting. I'm only in. Still want it. Okay, well, we'll get into our review very shortly, guys. Can confirm we have played 2,035 spinning goes since the start of the year. So let me do some quick math here. Let me do some quick maths. So by the end of this month, we were supposed to be at 3,333 games. We're at 2,035. So we're about 1,300 games or so off pace. Which isn't too bad. I think if we make sure that we're grinding when we're in Monte Carlo this month, or the start of next month, I should say, I think we'll be all right. Just put in a couple days where we're playing a few hundred games here and there. We have obviously a couple days still in this month as well to grind on stream. Where are we at right now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more days this month, including some days where I'll grind offline. I think we could get on pace. No problem. I suppose we'll have to make up some of that. We'll have to make up some of that slack to account for Christmas and for EPTs. All that jazz. Yo, Pure Gill, how you doing, buddy? How are you doing, Monfrere? Doing all right. I think we're winning some EV today. We're definitely winning a few bucks, too. What's up, Circadian? Good to see you, mate. Hello, Demo. Didn't see you there either. Pretty standard stuff here, Reg v Reg. Nothing to be said in this one, just standard bullshit. Cool, nice game. Play a couple more games, guys, and then let's try and break the pattern here a little bit. All right, here we go. Big money. 2 fish. Never mind. Never mind. Just 2 rags, 75 bucks. Yeah, this is fine too, especially in the smaller multiplier. Shoving this is going to be really profitable. I'm not concerned about this one at all. There will be a potentially different line from a GTO perspective, but the shove is going to show a profit in the faster multi. So 2 pretty standard pushes here, got called twice. Kind of unlucky to run into even calling hands twice. Obviously those shoves make a lot of their profit from the folds. But the reason why those are such good shoves is on both occasions we lose very little in EV. So we don't have the best hand, but we have tons of equity in both spots. That's why hands like 4-5 suited are so powerful blind v blind, because even when you get called by the correct range, you very frequently have 2 live cards and suited, and you got all the extra equity from that as well and all that. I just changed boxing clubs today, actually, somewhere a bit smaller, where I'll make commission for fights. Whoa, well, congrats on that, dude. That's exciting. I mean, you've been with the other club a while, right? It's kind of a big deal, mate. Congratulations, dude. All right, heads up. Oh, not heads up. Sorry, spoke too soon. I was gonna say heads up against the DM Blaster. Let's just skip it completely. Should have known better. You and me both. I'm 39 anyway. I'll retire too soon for it to be a mistake. Pure Jill. Pure Jillian. DM Blaster! Why is it not working? It's so annoying. Slow roll as well, Jesus. Well, good news is we caught the DM Blaster. I want to look. I don't think you're supposed to jam 8-5 suited there. I think that's a DM Blaster move. You shove a lot of your value. I think you flat with 8-7 suited. We'll mark that one for review, but I'm almost positive 8-7 is a call versus the big steal. The big raise. Big ISO. DM Blaster. He's got 2 big blinds, guys. It's dangerous now. This is dangerous territory. Dangerous territory from the DM Blaster. Fuck's sake. 4 big blinds. Four big blinds. Come on now. Don't be fucking crazy. Ah! Oh, man. Got him down to 1 big. Okay. Well, he's back in the game, chat. We got to take it seriously. All right, here's the funny one. If we check and he bets the river, I'm calling with the deuce. Nice. And part of that equation is he's probably not going to value bet a 5, so I'm not worried about that. All right, DM Blaster. Can we win with aces? Just do it. Give him the jack. Give him the jack. Give it to him. All right, guys, one more game for today. All right, we got the squirrel man. We got the nuts guy. Can we get a decent multi? No! We got Gledson, complete unknown. We got Squirrel Man. Squirrel Man historically has blasted. Oh, this is terrifying. The thing is, if it's a 2x multi, okay, fine. Fine. Gledson limp folds. All right, ace 10's definitely good enough here. The ace 8 jam, probably not the end of the world. I think it's probably okay. We get unlucky. Let's play one more after this. Let's just gamble here. Let's go for it. It's a 3xer. The Jack 5 suited is pretty much Nash. It's pretty much Nash Reno. Requena. It's the official Requena. We will call it jam if we need to. Requena. So anyway, I started blasting. So anyway, I continued blasting. The Queen Tray ISO bluff. I actually think we might be able to get away with this one. Wish me luck. Oh yes, that's of course the turn set. Yeah. That makes sense. To be fair, he's probably still calling with sevens even if he doesn't turn the set, so I'm not that mad about it. But we have a flush draw. We have a flush. Can we get SVM? Can we get the whole stack? Can we get the whole stack? Yes, we can! Oh, it's a very unlucky one for SVM there. He's got a straight, but I don't care. I want the EV. It's my turn. It's my turn down here. Down here, it's our turn. What's the Goonies thing? Down here, it's our time. Down here, it's our time. Down here. Up there, it's their time. Up there. Where is it? I can't find it anyway. All right, so chat. That is the last game of the day. But our session is not concluded just yet. But we'll take a look at our results first. Why didn't you tell Nick what you were doing again after you already told him what you were doing? Tom, whose side are you on anyway, mate? Whose side are you on, bruv? All right, so that's fine. Okay, cool. That's fine. That works. So, chat. That was the game. Let's take a look at how today went in chips, because I think it went well. TV time, thank you very much for the follow. So after our games today, chat, we played 40 games today and we won $425. Not too shabby. We won 64 chips per game. That's the most important part. We really need these chips. We are not winning enough chips right now, chat. All right, so very nice session. Really nice way to wrap up a Thursday, excuse me. And I would say overall, very good, very solid. Obviously, in the long run, so far this year, let's get rid of the red line just so it's a bit easier to read. So far this year, we have put on a brave face in the face of adversity. We've experienced not one, but two pretty significant downswings, which were very difficult. And whenever I see a graph go down this fast, it's you can safely assume it's to do with card distribution, right? Like we've played this game too long and we're too solid to just be like, I was tilted and I just punted it off, right? We don't really ever find ourselves in that mode. We certainly make mistakes. Tilt definitely creeps in. We definitely might play not as good, but our not very good game at this point is not, oh my God, I threw away 60 buy-ins or whatever, right? So we're doing a thing. We're heading in the right direction. A couple more sessions like this, and we'll definitely be creeping towards what I believe we can accomplish in terms of chips won per game on average, which is going to be a good indication of our long-term profitability. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Today went okay. With that in mind, let's take a look at hands for review. And before we do that, I want to close up PokerStars. One sec. Make sure I don't dox myself. Just give me a sec, guys. Okay, PokerStars is now officially closed. Do I want to upgrade the software? Yeah, I suppose. Let's give it a try. Oh, shit. Yeah, good point. Okay, never mind, guys. Ignore that. All right, so let's take a look at our review. So a couple hands for review here. We got the Ace-8 suited. This is a min raise. This is a jam. I'm just double checking the pre-flop here. Again, as a reminder, we're not playing on PokerStars anymore. We're now going to do some studying. We have closed the software just so no one can accuse us of RTA or anything like that, because we can do all this study away from the tables, and then we're following the rules. So having a tracker like this is one of the really big powerhouses of it, right? Everyone thinks it's about a heads-up display. I never really use a heads-up display, or very rarely do I use a heads-up display. This is probably the most powerful aspect of it. You can track your results. We know what we're doing in chips. Without this, we don't know if we're really making good decisions in the long run, and it's difficult to estimate on paper. In fact, almost impossible. And here we get to track what we can look up. So this is just a straight Ace-8 3-bet jam, and I just want to double check. So I think my question mark was, do we flat with our suited ace here at this deeper stack depth? We start the hand at 16. So if we're looking at the chart pack, this is available for purchase on my website. It's a one-time purchase, lifetime access. Heads up in the big blind, facing a min raise at, was it 18? 16. Here you go. So Ace-8 suited is just a 3-bet jam, and during the stream as well, I said I'm pretty sure it's our lower multipliers where we flat. This is true, so it's going to be Ace-4, Ace-5. I think if we start to get to 18, we flat more of our suited aces. So that's a bit more. 17, this is 17 big blinds effective now. It's Ace-3, Ace-4, Ace-5, Ace-6. 18, it's going to be almost all of our lower suited connectors. 19, 20. So you get the idea. We're thinking along the right lines. As soon as we get to 16 or 15, we're going to be jamming almost all of our aces, which is another reason why knowing this pre-flop is so powerful. Because if you have min-raised and your opponent has called and they are a thinking player and they're studied, you can assume that they almost never have an ace in these spots, and that's a really, really powerful tool. So this one is confirmed genius. Yukon says, hello, a new level of learning. I am 10 years behind. To be honest, Yukon, if this was chess, I would say yes. I actually feel very strongly that chess is a brilliant game. But it's the kind of game where if you haven't grown up with it, I think it's very difficult to get to the stage where you can compete at any reasonable level. Like, you're always going to be getting wrecked by like 5-year-olds who have been studying for, since they were 3 or something, right? Even if you throw yourself 100% into chess, it's very difficult to become good enough to compete with people who have played for, a long time. With poker, if you have the right coach, they can kind of point you in the right direction quite quickly. And also, when you play against players, they're not always super good just because they're playing at your stakes. They can be terrible at the game, right? Like, people who are bad at poker play poker. People who are bad at chess do not compete in chess tournaments, right? At least not for money or for any sort of serious accolades. Anyway, hopefully this stream will be educational. So there's a limp and okay, cool. So this is an interesting one, guys. Let's go from the top. If you didn't see this hand, you can see it from the start. So we limp with queen seven of hearts. I think this is totally standard. Our opponent checks, and we arrive on the top pair situation. Obviously, we bet, our opponent calls. The 9, as I said, is not necessarily a great card for us to want to barrel because they will have 8, 9, and 5, 9, and 9, 10. Sometimes they just have a 9 with the spades, right? Like they had a flush draw. They got 9 deuce of spades or something, right? That's not the one we're that concerned about. I'm just saying it's a very coordinated card, and finding a check here, I think, is something that we want to do. First of all, is that true? We can kind of confirm that with GTO Wizard because these spots are going to be pretty accurate to what you want to do in real life. And we make 2 pair. So our opponent does lead for 2. This is why we wanted to look this one up. So number 1, do we ever miss a raise here? I think it's too strong to miss. The concern that we have in this spot is, obviously, are they going to have a straight? Do they have 4-5? Do they have 8-10? Now, I would argue 4-5 doesn't always flat. So when we bet the flop, 4-5 might want to do some raising on the flop. So immediately they have less of that. I would argue that 10-8 might even want to do some raising versus the bet on the flop. It's 2 over cards and a gut shot. That might be a good raising hand too. So I think we discount it to a certain degree. But is the size, if we go for value, just like 4.5? Or is it going to be all in here, right? I think because there's 4 in the middle and there's 2 in their hand and then there's 2 in our hand, there's already 8 big blinds dead and there's 10.5 effective behind. So I think we kind of just, I think maybe shoving is going to be better. As an exploit against the pool, people will do this with a 6. People will do this with a 7. People will do this with a 3. People will do this with air, right? As an exploit, I think the small raise probably actually wins more chips just because when people bet like this, they tend to have more weakness. What's interesting is, and this is another thing we can look at in a second, I'm almost positive that you should never, never, never be jamming this combo. So they jam, we call, they end up having 9 tray. It's 2 pair. 2 pair is a good hand. You're going to have the best hand with 2 pair a lot. But when your opponent raises you on this river, you can call because you're probably going to win. But shoving, you're only ever going to get called by better. It's very difficult to get called by worse as a jam. So let's take a look at this from a GTO perspective. All right, so if you guys haven't seen this before, this is GTO Wizard. I do pay a very significant amount of money for access to the Ultra package, so we can all benefit from it. So this is interesting. Check this out. Flop is good. Pre-flop is good. Flop is good. Turn, in fact, double ticks on all. The river is where the mistake is made, and I would be surprised if it's not because we're supposed to jam. But again, we have reasons for that, right? Just because GTO says it's a mistake doesn't mean it's a mistake in real life. But my guess is we're supposed to shove. So call, almost 100% correct. On the flop, bet 1 is what we do the majority of the time. On the turn, checking 99.6% of the time. So our estimation about the 9 is good. We want to slow things down here. And then on the river, it's all in. Oh, actually, sorry, no, it's not all in. It's a raise to 6.5. One sec, let's get to this one. Interesting. Okay, so it's just a larger raise. It's not all in. They just want you to be all in for more. So Queen 7 of hearts is over here. It's going to be a split between raise to 6.5 and a raise all in. Okay, cool. So with the Queen 7 of hearts specifically, this is okay. So in this solution, they've simplified it to 6.5. Over here, if we include general, it's going to be a mix between shove and raise big. So, you know, our thought process is correct here. And in the moment, after we made it 4.5, again, I do think that this might actually be a better exploit sizing. The recognition that we should have a larger size is good. Now, let's just assume, just for the sake of argument, that we do decide to raise to 5, right? That's pretty close to 4.5. How often is 9-3 supposed to be all in? I would say almost never, right? So if you have 9-3 offsuit, it's 100% call. It's 99.8% call. So this is a great example of 9-3 just being a perfect hand to call because you're going to win a lot, but not a hand you ever want to jam with. So a couple things assumed about this, and the one point that we wanted to look at was the sizing. I think maybe larger than 4.5 is fine, but I think the non-all-in size is going to be better in general. So definitely learning something here. This is good. Unmark. Okay, cool. So this is a limp and a check. So Couple people commenting on this one. My estimation with this is that definitely never a lead. I don't think we ever lead anything on this board, basically. It's not the kind of board where we have leads, I imagine. If there was a bet on the flop, I want to experiment with that. I'm pretty sure that there is some check raising with our flush draws, just because at this stack depth, our opponent is supposed to shove a lot of their aces pre-flop, and therefore having the 7 tray is quite potent because the check raise is probably going to get folds from all the air that wants to bet ace 5-5, and also it kind of slows down the action so we get to our flush a little bit more often. If we have like queen 3 of diamonds, I don't think you're ever going to want to check raise because you have showdown and you have the diamond draw as well. Once we make the flush, I check it over, my opponent bets, I trap the river. Again, I think that this might be somewhat non-standard, but I'm not worried about what happens afterwards. I want to talk about the flop because I think, again, how this plays in real life is very different. Yeah, Ed K, it's not cheap, buddy. It's not cheap. But, you know, one of the benefits is it's a legitimate business expense for me, right? Because I use it every day with you guys. So we're using the tools together. We can kind of decipher it together. So, yeah, okay, cool. So, like I said, the way that I play the turn is going to be a mix. The way that I play the river is going to be funny, but that's not what I wanted to look at. We wanted to talk about the flop action. Just out of interest, though, if you guys did watch this, I think I ended up flatting the river here. They want us to be all in. I'm not sure why I decided against this in play, but basically my thought process was that he checked the flop. He checked the flop, and I think that probably a lot of hands that want to check the flop here might be hands like aces. I say a lot of hands. They might have aces or queens, obviously. The 5 is not that much of a concern. The issue that I had was I think they end up having way more bluffs here than they have value, and the value that they do have can be quite strong, so I decided to call. As played, we just go for the shove. That's where the mistake was from here, but that's not what we're looking at. Let's take a look at the flop. So let's say that our opponent does decide to bet one big blind on the flop instead. How often are we going to check raise our flush draws? So the raise does exist. It's a raise to just 2. And it's going to be diamonds. Yeah, look at this. 7-3 of diamonds is a good example. 7 tray is the hand we had, right? 7 tray of diamonds. Yep, there you go. It's a hand that we check raise to 2 often. We can check raise to 3 at a small frequency as well. So this is check raise to 2 about 25% of the time. Otherwise, oh, sorry. It's 25% of the time as on the whole. But if we look at this combination specifically, you can see you always check raise 7 tray of diamonds. So like I said, my anticipation is that a lot of our flush draws are going to want to be check raised. Now, like, what was the example I gave you guys? What if we had queen 3 of diamonds or something? A little bit more call, but still a pretty frequent check raise. If we had a king, I think we want to call way more too. Wow. Oh, actually, we're raising loads of king X here. I assume that's for value then in that case. There you go. That's something we can learn though. So queen 4 of diamonds, still check raising often. Queen 3 of diamonds calling. You know, these are hands that want to call a little bit more, but still happy to check raise. All of the kings want to check raise ace 5-5. That's really interesting. Yeah, I was scared of the full house, Mr. Swain. That was it. It's less to do with being scared of the full house and more to do with the fact I don't know if we get called by much else that checks flop, but I think probably it's also acceptable to assume that people will still call with an ace or a king there more than I think. That's interesting anyway, right? So a lot of king high floats, some king high raises. So our story kind of checks out. We actually end up check raising more often than I thought. Like actually it's all of our flush draws here. So anyway, the thought process is right. Check raising flush draws here, check raising the big flush draws less. Surprised to see how often we're check raising king high here, but that's really interesting that that exists. So there we are. Nice one. Cool. We got that one figured out. Let's do 8-7. So we check, our opponent bets, we call, our opponent bets, we call, and I think they shove and we ended up calling. So again, this one's an interesting one, guys, because in your games at home, unless you're playing against good players and you're playing for reasonable stakes, this is probably always a massive losing call. I wouldn't be surprised to see GTO call this one down, though. Let's take a look. and see what they think, because this one is gonna, whatever we search here against this player is gonna be quite accurate. Against unknowns, they just never have bluffs here, and even though they should actually be bluffing pretty aggressively. Okay, yeah, there you go. So just a reminder, guys, if you missed that, I think we have 2 or 3 of these ones where I call down with like a very weak hand, but I feel really strongly that it's correct. And against regs, it's going to be very good. So if you guys missed this, it's a limped pot, and we check. And it's important that you recognize we are starting the hand at about 9.75 big blinds or 10 big blinds effective, because once we arrive here, we're going to shove a lot of our kings or raise a lot of our kings. We're going to shove a lot of our queens or raise a lot of our queens. So when we arrive on this board, our opponent is going to have a significant range advantage just having more kings than we have, because they'll trap quite a few kings here, and they'll also limp kings to play in position for value. So when we check and they bet here, this is like 100% bet. They're going to bet like their entire range. It's not 100%, but they will bet aggressively with a ton of hands that are just no hand at all. So the call is mandatory. Second pair, club draw. On the turn, the queen is a great scare card to blast. And if a thinking player will use the queen as an additional card to bluff, especially if they have a club in their hand where they think it's less likely that we flop the flush and we're trapping. So once we get here, it's still a mandatory call. Once we get here, nothing has changed. The 3 is like the biggest brick in the 3 is like the biggest brick in the deck, and therefore I think we just call. And this is kind of confirmation, right? So there is something different we can do on the flop. Like I said, there's a chance that we can maybe do some check raising here, but let's take a look at the whole hand. So far so good. On the flop, we face a bet. There is some raising, but calling is still completely standard. As a general rule, probably either is going to be good. As a general rule, probably defaulting to call more often. Once they bet the turn, absolutely mandatory call. And then on the river, like 100% call. It's really, really straightforward. So Bistro wants to go back and look at the hand with diamonds. Okay, cool. So let me see if I've got it here. Let me see if this one works. No, this isn't the hand. I just scrubbed the hand, mate. Sorry. What was the board? Ace, ace, 5, 2 diamonds. What was the stack depth? Sorry, Bistro. I've gotten rid of it. I wonder if I can go back and find it again, though. I might be able to just go back. No. Oh, no, it's here. Here you go. Okay, cool. So if we check raise and then they shove, I think you probably have to fold. We might be too deep stacked. Although we might be priced in. That's a good question, Bistro. Okay, cool. So Bistro is asking, after we've bet and we raise with a hand like 7-3 of diamonds, the raise is to 2, I think. Yeah, raise to 2. And our opponent goes all in. First of all, I don't think our opponent shoves that much. So this isn't really a thing, Bistro. This is why you have to be careful, right? We can't just follow the path. If we check raise to 2, our opponent would be shoving 142% pot, and that's not a thing that GTO tends to do. So if we're on this node, right? This is us check raising. The all-in does not exist from a GTO perspective. Out of interest, we might still be priced in. If we look at the breakdown here. So let's do some math here. Let's say that they are all in here. That would be 8 10.5 times 2 plus 2. Okay, so the total pot will be 23, and we're calling 8.5. Yeah, I mean, look, if it happens, 9, 18, 30, if it happens, you probably are priced into call and gamble with diamonds, but you should be aware that the shove shouldn't exist. So it's somewhat problematic because I think that your opponent ends up having more flush draws than they end up having like really strong hands here. And if they have strong hands here, then our equity diminishes, right? So 36% is required in order to call our... We probably don't really have exactly the right price. But it shouldn't... We're too deep for this to really be a thing that happens often, so it's not really a big concern. The check raise to 2 or to 2.5 or whatever, like as soon as we check raise to 2.5, we actually have the right price to call probably, right? Let's imagine that we're going to 2.5 instead. That means that the total pot will still be 23. Except now we're calling it's 8 divided by 23. So as soon as we size up our check raise, we're getting closer to like 33% equity, which is pretty close to what we have. Like this is probably priced in now at this point, but that's not a reason to check raise bigger necessarily. Anyway, yeah, so like I said, this might look absolutely crazy to some people. Oops, sorry guys. This might look completely mental, but honestly, reg v reg, this is the kind of thing that you need to be aware of. And like, I think that folding this hand is probably like, it's not just, oh, the computer said it, so we have to do it. Like, you're such a nerd. Like, not everybody plays like a computer. Like, reg v reg, this is probably a mandatory call down, and it's probably a significantly important one. Cool, nice hand. Yeah, sorry, Mr. Swain, going back to the ace-5 one. Question is, what calls your all-in then? What wants GTO to call your shove with? So it's tricky because if we skip to the river, Mr. Swain, there's a lot of assumptions that we're taking that probably aren't true. Like, I think regs probably will check their top pairs on ace-5-5 more than they should, and therefore there's probably more that wants to call. But if GTO thinks it's fine, then we probably are okay doing it. In that spot anyway, that's not always true. Okay, so here they limp, we check, and we ended up doing something really funky here. So our opponent bets 1. I expect him to bet 10-9-4 pretty aggressively. This is another reg. We decide that we're going to float, and I think that the float is still appropriate here because we are heads up, we're very short stacked. We have queen high, which is already kind of showdown territory versus the limping range. We have backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw on both ends. So we call. Now we turn what would be the 7-8 straight, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have the 7 in our hand. I think we're allowed to lead small here. I think this is a board where we get away with this a lot. In part to set up for the bluff, but in part because we're blocking, and also in part because we have a draw that we'd like to realize for cheap. Our opponent calls. Now the ace. I don't think the ace changes much. I think that our opponent will very rarely have an ace because the pre-flop they would have played their aces aggressively almost all the time. And therefore they might have a 9, they might have a 4, they might have a 6, they might have a draw, all of which I think really benefits from us continuing to bluff with the blocker. We keep representing as though we have 8-7, and I think it's believable. This might be completely off-piste. Let's take a look at what GTO says here. No, they like it. They like it. And again, like I'm happy when I see this because these are lines that I probably previously never would have seen. The turn lead is where we start to go off piste, but I'm okay with the rest of it. Let's take a look at the spot. So pre-flop, there is a limp and a check, of course. When we see a bet here, the defense is actually much wider than you think. And the defense here isn't like a GTO boring, like stop talking shit, Nick. It's like the defense here, I think, is actually much more powerful than you think against most opponents. Because a lot of opponents are going to be over c-betting boards. A lot of opponents are going to be under barreling turns. And that means that defending the correct range against somebody who's very aggressive and doing it correctly is already good. So against somebody who's over c-betting or basically like playing their hand poorly in general, the correct defense at this stack depth will win you a ton of fucking chips, like a ton. Let's just take a look. Let's jump in right here at this point. Let's take a look at how much you're supposed to still call here. 45% of your range. 45.4% is calling here, guys. You know, like this is very significant. This is pretty gnarly, right? 45% of the hands that remain defend this flop, including Queen 7 with the back doors, Queen 7 of diamonds, right? Queen 7 of spades, Queen 7 of hearts. If you look at the bottom right here, guys, if you look down here, this is the queen highs with the backdoor straight draw, flush draw combos, and then the clubs are omitted completely. So we're thinking exactly on the money here, right? So once we get here, yeah, that's fine. On the turn, excuse me. This is where it gets interesting. On the turn, so on the turn, they're doing a lot of checking still. The lead is a thing. So we aren't completely making this up, but we are supposed to be checking a little bit more often, which means that they're going to be the same in value, right? These two have the same EV. And then what happens after that is kind of up to us. Like once we arrive here, there's no solve for it because it's played too infrequently. But as a commitment to the all-in, I think this is still very good. I like how we thought about this one. All right, keep blasting here. So 10 tray, is this a big ISO, first of all? So again, we're not doing this every time, but the weakest part of our range, 10-3 off, 8-3 off, 7 deuce off, we are supposed to be raising these versus limp very big. And we're doing this because we're balancing some of our very strong stuff with it. Ace king off, ace queen off, ace 10 off, that kind of hand. So let's just take a look at this range pre-flop and see if we were thinking about this the right way. Again, this is probably easier just to look in the NWTV chart pack. So let's fire this up. It's as simple as this. You have to have the advanced pack to see this one. Let's say we start this hand at 19 effective. I think maybe the ISO size was too big, but whatever. Heads up, big blind versus limp at 19. Sorry, guys, let me resize this. Okay, yeah, this is fine. So you guys can see we're kind of thinking about this along the right lines. This is the kind of stuff that we want to raise really big. 10-3 off is still part of this range. It started, we rolled very low, and the ISO is to 6. So we're not making this up. This is definitely a thing. It's important, though, that you don't just go, I saw Nick raise 10-3 off, heads up for a third of his stack. You got to roll for these things. You got to randomize. Otherwise, you will do it way too much. I guarantee you, you cannot estimate what 10% of the time looks like. It's not a thing. There are other ways to approach this without a randomizer. But trust me when I say I was doing this way too much. What's interesting is that the very deep stacks, we probably should be thinking to avoid. We don't want to end up doing this with like queen 3 off or queen deuce off, right? A lot of these hands are just going to be small raises very infrequently. As we get shallower, you'll see that we actually end up doing this a lot more with hands like 10-3 off. So once we get to 12, you see that purple come out way more often. And then once we get to 11, it's happening way more often. Then with 10, even more. You know, it starts to happen a lot more often at the stack depths. But as played, 6 big blinds was the correct size according to our strategy from the chart pack. And also this is an acceptable combo. Cool. All right, so at this point, there's a limp and a check. We ended up having the 5. So just to run you guys through the hand, this is very similar to the 8-7. Our opponent is going to bet ace 5-8 pretty much with the whole range. So the 5 is mandatory call. On the turn, the deuce changes almost nothing. Our opponent barrels again very big. Again, this is a very GTO-y size. Even more reason to think Deora is a competent player. And when we call here, I think we have the best hand. I think we're never folding this hand. Once the 9 falls, our opponent is all in, and we do decide to make a call here. The issue that I have is that the 9 actually completes a fair number of draws. Our opponents can still be value betting kings, queens, jacks, 10s. Obviously 9s are in there. That's a set now. 8s are still in there. It's not so much what hands beat us. It's just that I think there's a lot of hands that could triple barrel here as a bluff. So I don't know if we're too weak. I don't know if this is too weak to call 3 streets basically, but this strikes me as a similar spot to the 8-7 where it's kind of like, if I was this guy, I would probably triple off in this spot as well as a bluff because I'm so capped to not having an ace pre-flop. I think the fact that there's two straights on board probably make this a little bit worse because a lot of the semi bluffs do get there. So this is probably a good experiment. Like if it runs off a deuce, do we call, for example? So let's take a look at this one. I wouldn't be surprised. No, okay, cool. The instincts are spot on. Like I said, this felt in play. This felt like the kind of spot where we just always call down. I guess just out of interest, let's take a look at how wide we're shoving this river. If we take a look at a small blind all in on the 9, take a look at what's all in here, guys. 6 tray off. 7 tray off, 9 tray off. That's for value though, because you have the pair, you have the second pair, and you have the straight blocker. Queen 4 off, right? That's no hand. Queen 6 off, Jack 6 off. Look at how wide you're supposed to be shoving here. I mean, like this is what I was saying in play as well, right? In play, on this board with this run out, the diamonds missed. You know what I mean? It's, like I said, this is good. I'm glad that we're not making this up because when you call down with a 5 here, you look like a moron. But it just feels like against a good player, you're getting exploited if you're folding a hand that strong. All right, cool. So we ended up raising 9-5 off. Our opponent calls. So we ended up having a double gut shot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm pretty sure that at this stack depth, we are supposed to be continuation betting our overpair is quite big, maybe 2, maybe 3. I think we went for 3. Our opponent calls. The ace should be an absolutely awesome turn for us to shove because, of course, now we've improved if we were bluffing with ace king or whatever. And we shove. Now, De Oro decides to call with Jack 6. I don't know if you're allowed to call with Jack 6 here from a theoretical standpoint, and he ends up having Jack 6 of spades. So let's just take a look and see what we think. I'm pretty sure we play our hand well here. There might be a sizing issue. But also, I don't think Jack 6 is supposed to call anymore. Let's see if that's true. Okay, cool. So, close. Let's see what we did wrong. So, pre-flop, we're not going to raise all the time. This is fine. We randomized this one, so we're not going to raise 9-5 every time. This is only about 20% of the time or whatever it is. Yeah, fine. 18.3%. And once we arrive here, we end up having this lovely double gut shot. Why does it keep skipping what we're doing? Oh, here it is. Okay. So the continuation bet sizing, there is a 3, there is a half pot, but it's not happening often. We'll take a look at what that looks like in a second. It's much better for us to bet small. This is 2 days in a row we've had a spot that looks like this, and our default size was too big. I do think it's somewhat unbalanced because I'm not sure if this is the size that we use if we did have it over pairs in reality, but I'm assuming that they probably want to do that with big pairs here. So if we look at this board now, this range, the stuff that wants to bet 3 is these overpairs that I was making reference to, but it's not that often. And if we actually take this into a single size strategy, I wouldn't be surprised if we always default to 1.5 or something like that. Oh, this is funny. They just default to the all in. No. Don't do that, you fish. All right, ignore that. I'm not accepting that as reality. So what does 9-5 offsuit want to do here? So quite a lot of checking, actually. That's interesting. If we do decide to check, I'm assuming that we check raise. Let's say that we check 9-5 and our opponent bets whatever the most common size is, right? Okay, let's say that they bet... Let's say that they bet 3 here, and then I guess 9-5 just rips, right? Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, that's wrong. Sorry, pressing the wrong button. 9-5 off. Yeah, a little bit of all in. Okay, so basically you're effectively putting yourself all in. This is a much better line. This is a much better line. The check here is good. The check with the 9-5 is actually... Oops. The check with the 9-5 is so good when you think about it. Because if you're allowed to trap with kings and queens, like trapping with this hand makes perfect sense. It's a great way to balance. This is not going to happen often, right? This exact flop in this setup, but this is clever. This is very, very clever. And this is definitely a hand that I want to play differently in the future for sure. If it crops up, like where we kind of have like a hand we're always going to go broke with, but we can kind of turn it into a check raise, or we can check and then our hand is well disguised. Like if we check and we make this straight, our opponent never puts us on 9-5 that makes a straight, right? So this was probably actually just played poorly in the end. And ace king, we raise really big and our opponent shoves and we call, and they have, oh, basically, I was saying I'm pretty sure 8-7 suited is meant to be a call. Again, this is all in the Nick Walsh TV chart pack, and this is good because if you guys do encounter players that are using this two-size strategy, the advanced pack does have you covered. So we are 15 big blinds effective in this. We're assuming we're playing from his position, right, and we're facing a big ISO. At 15 big blinds effective, the ISO is to 5. Small blind versus ISO non-all-in at 15, and they're using that big size. Yeah, all these are calls, and these are the hands you shove. He decided to shove 8-7 suited, but this is not what you want to do. 8-7 suited will perform very well against the entire range that you ISO. So if you take a look at what we're supposed to be raising at that stack depth, in this game, let's say that we are playing a very good two-size ISO strategy. If we're in the big blind facing a limp at 15 big blinds effective, these are the hands that we want to raise to 5. These sort of ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack, king, queen, these ones. And then all this trash down here. So the 8-3 off, 7 deuce off. These are the most common ones. So if you look at all the hands we're supposed to have this big raise with, 8-7 suited just performs really well, right? We're crushing some of these. We're live against these. The trick is to like make a hand and go broke with it, basically there. All right, cool. So that's a good one, and confirmation that we're not going crazy in many cases. So another session in the bag, guys. As I said, we've just crossed the 2,000 game mark. We want to be around the 3,300 game mark before the end of this month, and it's only the 23rd. So the grind continues. Tomorrow, guys, I am doing commentary for the Hippodrome. If you guys haven't seen that before, it is live from the Hippodrome. It is 5:10 cash most weeks, and that is starting from 6 or 7 p.m. tomorrow on the Hippodrome Live channel. I'll be doing commentary on the cash game, so that's what I'll focus on tomorrow, as well as the Bloody Mary Company stuff. I don't think I'll have a chance to stream tomorrow, but I might sneak in a stream anyway to try and get some volume in. I think the way things are going with the Bloody Marys, probably spend tomorrow working on the company stuff and trying to get that off the ground. And I'll see you guys in the evening at some point. But I'm going to sign off for now. If I don't see you tomorrow, then I'll see you soon after. And if not, probably just Monday or something. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic evening. And I will see you guys next time. Good luck on the tables. Peace out.